Hi, how are you all doing? Beautiful day here where I'm at 73 degrees. But I wanted to come out, as the title says, can you find friendship, romance, more out on the road? And the answer to most of those questions are yes, you can. And more. I ain't gonna say I know nothing about that. I do see a lot of people meeting, spending a few days together and going their separate ways, and that works for them. There's a lot of hookups that you can find out on the road if that's what you're looking for. Romance, we'll talk a little bit about that, but friendship is amazing out here. You tend to bond super fast. I have met tons of men and women both that I consider friends. The men are buddies, no romance, nothing between us. They're just my buddies. And a lot of girlfriends out here I've met. Most of us stay in touch. There's a few that you meet, you never, you connect, you spend a day or two camping next to each other, and then you go your separate ways. There's some you may kind of text back and forth once in a while, but you don't see each other. And then you have those friends that you stay in touch with, you meet off and on through the year. If you're traveling in the same area, you may catch up with each other again. How you bond, it is different than being in a sticks and bricks. For one, when you're in sticks and bricks, you're in a routine. You see the same people all the time, but you're always in a rush. I got to do my errands. I got to go to work. I got to go to church. I got to pick up the school. So you don't have that bonding time. You may see that mom picking up the kids at school for 2 years, but you never really have a total conversation. Or that person you see in the elevator at work. You may spend time with them 5 days a week in the elevator or the parking lot, but you never connect because your lives are so different. Out here, you connect. You walk by and go, oh, I like your rig. How long have you been on the road? Cute puppy, cute kitty. Do you live in your car? Is that your motorcycle? You have that common bond with people because you're all out here on the road. And some of them are part-timers. They go back to their home. Some are full-timers. Some live in cars. Some live in Class A's. But you have that bond right away. I'm going to use a couple of my friends as an example. So I was at a beach setting. It's a really nice beach setting. And I met, we call her Princess Karen. I just happened to move. She was there. Like, oh, you living in your car? And she goes, yeah, is that your minivan? We just kind of exchanged brief stories, hit it off instantly, and decided to camp together. Miss Dolly, she was walking by and invited us over to her outside of her rig the next morning for coffee. And we decided, me and Princess Karen, to walk up, and Princess Karen and I to walk up and have coffee with her. 3 of us hit it off well. We camped together for about a week. We all went our separate ways. We met back up, camped together, went our separate ways, and now we're back together camping, and we've added Miss Kathy to our group, and she's just happened to be in the same area, and we started talking, and the 4 of us have hit it off beautifully. We've shared meals, we've shared stories, we've shared our past. And now I've got 3 new amazing friends. And yes, they really do care about you as a person. They care if you're all right, if you're driving, drive safely, text us when you get to your next location. One of us is coming in, we'll text and say, hey, I'm going to camp with you guys a couple of days. Do you need anything? We just take care of each other out here. It really is a family, and you have those strong bonds. I have even seen shy people, and her name is Julia. She said it was real hard for her, and I seen her coming out of her shell. She's a beautiful soul. But I've seen her more at ease because people are not judgmental out here. They don't care if your clothes are paint stained or you got holes in them, if you're wearing makeup or not makeup. You present yourself how you want, and people accept you. We're all going to walk around with dirt under our fingernails. Mine aren't today because I'm really spotless, shiny, clean, shower clean. We spend a lot of time laughing. I don't think I ever laugh this much as when I'm camping with a group of friends. You're just silly. There's no stress really out here. So you're just yourself, and you can be just goofy and weird, and nobody judges you on that. But the friendships you retain, there's a very deep, strong bond, and it starts at one common denominator. We're all on the road, whether full-time or part-time. I probably have more friends, and I got a bunch of friends back home. I got amazing friends back home, and I still call them and tell them stories and tell them what's going on in my life. But I probably have more friends out on the road, and they were made quicker than the ones in Stick and Brick. One of my neighbors, we became friends 3 years ago, and we lived together apart from each other down the block 10 years before we got to know each other. And now we've got all sorts of things we have in common, but it took us 10 years to blend that friendship. Okay, so dating on the road. I'm not an expert by any means. I really haven't dated. So this is really kind of my first date. So I met this gentleman, and he was camping in the same area I was. I met him through a mutual friend. And, of course, we were attracted to each other, hit it off, spent a couple of days. That he'd walk down and we'd sit and talk. And then he's like, do you want to camp together? Sure. So we parked closer together. And at this point, I was still thinking friend, even though I thought he was very attractive. And then we went on a beach walk at night. Very romantic. Just walked, talked, stuff like that. Nothing major. He walked me back to my van. We said goodnight. And every night, after we'd part, we'd text back and forth for half an hour or so. It was kind of neat. And then he went his way. I went my way. So I thought, okay, well, just a friendship, few special shared moments. And he texted me about 2 weeks later, I'm going to be back in the area. Are you still there? And I was like, yeah. Because like I said, he was very attractive. And I really liked him. We had a lot in common. So we agreed to meet, camp together. So, he did his thing. He had friends he talked to. I had friends I talked to. But we did spend quite a bit of quality time together for, I don't know, 4 or 5, 6 days. And both love music. Both like the same genre of music. Got to know each other a little bit more. He also lives on the road, but he also does it part-time because he runs a business. And so one night he's like, do you want to come over? I'm making chicken and rice, and I'll cook for you. So we're sitting in his camper, eating supper, and he's like, this is our second date. Well, I was kind of like, what do you mean, second date? I figured every day, I didn't consider it dates, but it's kind of neat. So the beach walk, he considered our first date. The supper he had me over was our second date. The times that we spent just talking was just two friends talking. And then he's like, our third date will be, I'm going to take you and we'll camp at a 5-star Walmart. It's the Hilton of Walmarts. And I was like, that is so cool. He's like, there's a nice grassy field to overlook, and I'll get out the barbecue and we'll barbecue and look at the field. And it's like, that is kind of neat. So dating out on the road, I think, is different. The reason, and I'm just assuming this, I'm not an expert, is he met me, no makeup, no wig, my baseball cap, and a baggy old black dress. So when you meet out on the road, that's how I usually am, is no makeup. About once a week I put makeup on and my wig and get fixed up. There's not that catfishing, as they're calling it nowadays, but no pretense. We're in our clothes. This is how we live. We live on the road, so conversation like friends is very easy. Oh, is this your rig? He was very impressed that I could live in a minivan and have it so organized. He's like, this is really very nice how you got this set up. I cooked him breakfast one morning. He came over and I cooked pancakes, and he was like, you've got it very efficient. So that was, a connection. He showed me his place. But back to the dating part. In the traditional world, you're running around trying to go to work, pick up kids from school. You're running into the same people all the time. And you may not have that common ground that, again, same with friends, that you do not have. Out here, you have the common ground of being on the road, but it takes all the stress out of dating. The man liked me with no makeup. He's seen my worst outfit, probably. You've got dirty feet because you're walking around barefoot. And for a guy or the girl, I don't know how it works in the dating world anymore, but there's no, oh my gosh, I got to take her to a restaurant. I don't have the money. Out here, a walk along the beach or out in the timber or a picnic is a date. And it takes all that stress out. What should I wear? Oh, I should buy a new dress for this date. And it takes all the nervousness out of dating. So I don't know if I'd ever want to date in a traditional world now that I've got a taste of dating on the road. We're still friends. We're not seeing each other. For one, I like my freedom, and he does too. So I don't think, we may camp together. We still text, but as far as a romantic relationship, I'm not looking for it. It was nice to have a gentleman's attention, especially one that was attractive, intelligent. and have somebody a lot in common, but I'm having too much fun. I wouldn't want to be tied down, and that isn't meaning to one person. I wouldn't want to be tied down. Maybe they don't like an area that I want to spend time. So my freedom is very important to me. But I am going to keep having friends, men and women, maybe another romantic interlude. But you know, it's just meeting people out on the road. A lot of them become family important. I celebrated our anniversary, and as most of you know, he's been gone for 7 years. Our Valentine's anniversary would have been 46 years. One of the girls brought me a beautiful rose, and so that was from my husband. So they really generally care about you. I headed back to Iowa. The group I was camping with, they all wanted me to text them when I got up here. It's genuine love and friendship you find out on the road. Now, can you find sex out on the road? Yeah. I've seen people where they're meeting somebody and they hit it off and spend a day or two together and they go their separate ways. That works for some people. That's not my style. But yeah, it's like you can find sex anywhere if you want. You can find romance. It's probably a little bit harder, but friendships are abound out here. And if you're not finding friends and you're in a sticks and bricks, start going someplace different. You might find, by going to the library or things you enjoy, you may find people that have the same interests as you. That's what's going to start a friendship, is that common ground. And I do say this video is kind of shaded and I keep moving it around because it's nighttime. I'm in my van. I've been spending a lot of time with family over the last couple of days, so this video is going out rather late, so I apologize. But as always, I hope that your life is wonderful because you deserve it. Everybody deserves to be happy and have wonderful people in their life. To all the people that over the past 13 months that I've met out on the road and inspired me, gave me little tips, and become amazing friends, thank you for your time and your friendship and your love. I really enjoy my friends not only back home, but out on the road. So in the meantime, travel safe, travel free, stay fantastic. We'll see you next week. There you go, boys. They shoved you off. Keep going. You're on your own.